Hello everyone, welcome to Miss Jess Suggests, a video segment from the Ames Free Library. I'm Miss Jess, the Youth Services Librarian here at the Ames Free Library, and every few weeks I'm going to sit down with you right here and recommend some great new reads. Every episode is something new for readers from pre-K right through middle school, so stay tuned for some good stuff. We are continuing with the best books you've never read. Today's episode, we are going to look at books from my chapter book section. So these are going to be for readers who are working on increasing their fluency, readers who are comfortable with sight words and vocabulary, and are just working on a little bit longer stories. So generally these books are going to go for first through about third, maybe fourth grade. Let's start with the exciting one, Max Flash by Johnny Zucker. This is a spy adventure with a little touch of mystery. The interest level is going to be pretty much for those students, maybe second grade up through fourth. Max's parents are stage magicians and illusionists. Think like Harry Houdini stuff. So Max, even at his young age, does all sorts of stuff that most parents would kind of freak out about, like being chained up in a tank of water and having to escape from the chains and the tank before he runs out of air. You know, the don't try this at home kind of stuff. Yeah, not your normal parents. So should Max really be so surprised when he learns there's a secret high-tech lair in his basement and that his parents carry out secret missions to stop some really bizarre kinds of crimes? Like, the time-traveling aliens who tried to take over Earth, or maybe that very strange nomad who had plans to kidnap the royal family. Yeah, apparently that's just all a day in the life of kind of stuff for his family. Well, now, due to his extraordinary abilities to escape from small spaces, or actually to fit into tiny spaces in the first place, Max is now being introduced into the DFEA. That would be the Department for Extraordinary Activity. Well, his first mission is to get into a video game so that he can stop the villain from getting out into the real world. Part Wreck-It Ralph, part Tron, all sorts of exciting. This is Max Flash. He is on the case. This one's called Game On, first book in the 6 books, and you can find them all at the library. The next series is a little bit tamer. No video games here. Wait a minute. Okay, we'll get there. This is Sydney and Sydney, 3rd grade mix-up by Michelle Jacobowski. This is realistic fiction and perfect for readers grades 2 through 4. Sydney Shelby Baxter Green is the only Sydney in her class. Thank you very much. She's small, she's sporty, she's energetic, she is fun, and she does love a good round of Galaxy Conquest, her favorite video game. She is ready to roll for the first day of 3rd grade. Well, she gets to school, she sits down at the desk, she says, "Oh, the teacher spelled my name wrong. I am Sydney with a Y." And then she's really embarrassed to find out, actually, there's another Sydney. There's a new kid in her school. It's Sydney with an I, and he's a boy. Ugh. So now they have to be Sydney with a Y and Sydney with an I, which of course means the mean kid in the class finds out right away and starts picking on them both. And if it could even get any worse, Sydney with an I turns out to be Sydney with a Y's new neighbor. Great. Mom invited them over for dinner. Woohoo! Actually, they end up bonding over their favorite video game, Galaxy Conquest, which they both love to play. And as the school year moves on and heads toward Halloween, Sydney and Sydney start to plan to do things together, including how to win that costume contest. So this is the first of 3 books for Sydney and Sydney. Come check them out. Here comes another series with a spunky 3rd grader, El Ray Jakes. El Ray Jakes is Not a Chicken by Sally Warner. This is a realistic school story. Going to be most interest to 3rd and 4th graders, but you could probably go a little bit either way. Some kids love school. Some kids really don't like school. For most kids, it's fine. El Ray is one of those kids. School is fine, but some days are definitely better than others. Lately, school has been rough though, because Jared, who is the biggest and kind of meanest kid in 3rd grade, has been picking on El Rey. He won't tell on Jared though, because he's not a tattletale and he's afraid that'll just make it worse. Well, El Rey doesn't even know why it all started. All he knows is that it's midterm time and that his teacher, Miss Sanchez, gave Mom and Dad not so hot reports about his school and about his attention at school. I mean, it's really hard to pay attention when you don't know what Jared is going to do next, right? So Mom gives El Rey loves and hugs and support. She says, hey buddy, I know you can do better. Dad gives El Rey a little bit of tough love, but he also gives him some motivation. Kiddo, if you keep out of trouble, you pay attention, you do a good job in school this week, we are going to Disneyland this weekend. Yay! That's motivation for you. Well, El Rey is obviously going to try to do his best as long as he can avoid Jared. Not sure if he can handle that for a whole week. So, this is a really great story with a lot of heart about a little boy with a lot of heart, even if he is the smallest kid in his class. It does matter that he's the smallest kid in his class, he's the easiest to pick on. It does matter that he is one of the few black kids in his school, but this is a really authentically told story from a child's point of view. So he's just a kid figuring out maybe how to solve his own problems. So although their problem solving might not be quite what a parent or a teacher would come up with, it does provide a solution to the problem, at least temporarily. There are a number of other books about El Rey and his friends at school where he tackles other adventures and challenges. Our bonus books this time are a little bit of a series. We're going to look at 2 of them today. Kara and the Wizard and Dara's Clever Trap, both retold by Liz Flanagan. These are fantasy stories. They're really more folk tales, fairy tales, and these are going to appeal to a lot of, I think, a wide range of readers and listeners, but we'll go with the main interest level from about 1st to 4th grade. This whole series of tales from around the world takes old legends and folk tales and it brings them to life with this simple text and really fun, colorful illustrations in each book. Kara and the Wizard is a tale from Ireland. Kara's sister Molly disappears one day and Kara is determined to find her. So thinking that, maybe that wizard up on the hill must have kidnapped her, Kara goes out. She sets out toward his foreboding castle. She doesn't have a lot to take with her, but her parents give her good wishes, good intentions, and just a few little things to take along. So as she travels toward the wizard's castle, she meets some strangers in need of help. And although she doesn't have much to offer, she does give them what she can. And in return, both of these strangers give her words of wisdom that will help when she faces the wizard. So when she arrives at the castle, she finds that she can use her few tools that she has left, along with the stranger's advice, to try to rescue Molly. Now, the second story here, Dara's Clever Trap. This is a story from Cambodia. Princess Dara is an excellent engineer, a problem solver, a builder. You can see she's got all these tools in the back for her to do her stuff. And so when she meets Riff, who's also a builder and an engineer and a problem solver, she marries him. Well, the king's advisors are very jealous of Riff because they wanted to marry the princess, not because they loved her, but for her wealth. So the advisors trick the king into thinking that Riff is plotting against him. And so they have Riff exiled from the kingdom. And then the 3 advisors plot ways to get one of them to marry Princess Dara. And then they'll share all her wealth together amongst the 3 of them. However, they get the tables turned on them when Princess Dara builds a trap to expose their schemes. The print in both of these books and all the books in this series, it is pretty small. You can see here there are pretty tiny print, but The chapters and the stories themselves are pretty bite-sized, and so they're still pretty much just right for readers who are working on that fluency. And there are these beautiful full-color illustrations to highlight the stories and keep going. So maybe the one drawback, the problem that I have with these books is that they're so skinny. They are hiding on the shelf. They're a little hard to find. But if you are interested in those, look really closely or come on in, ask me for help, and we will find them for you. I hope you'll swing by the library to check out these great reads, and you can feel free to call the library or shoot us an email for personalized recommendations. Check back soon to see my next video for some more suggestions. Till then, be well.